And for our mindfulness meditation, as always, let me invite you just to be still. Let your physical body become still. As still as it can comfortably be is good enough. Let your eyes close and your mind remain awake. And let your body breathe all by itself. With your lips together, breathing in and out through your nose. And from your stomach area, as your body breathes, relaxation breath, effortless, easy and comfortable. You've now entered into the three core skills of deep relaxation. So your whole being, all three parts, your thoughts, your emotions, and your physical body are all moving into deep relaxation all by themselves. And as you allow this delicious, lovely process to take place, and as you enjoy every second and every moment, let me invite you into the theme and the intention of our mindfulness meditation. We're going to explore the welcoming of the spirit of acceptance, emotional and cognitive acceptance, when things in life are painful, challenging, and difficult, and at times unchangeable or unfixable. As you know, there are circumstances that arise which we cannot fix. And we simply have to bear the fact and the truth that those circumstances are present, they are here, they will last as long as they last, and we simply have to get through it. In this meditation, let us explore together the wisdom that we can adopt, the wisdom that we can adapt, and the wisdom that we can live by, that will help us get through these difficult situations as healthily as possible, as effortless as possible, and even as happily as possible, which sometimes may be very limited indeed. Indeed, it may be so limited that the only semblance of positive emotion that we may be able to feel is simply the spirit of acceptance. Just simply calmly and peacefully accepting that what is simply is and has to be. So often, our instinctive response to difficult, challenging situations can be anger, anxiety, depression. Our subconscious mind can easily put us in those situations, in those frames of mind and frames of emotion. And if you have ever experienced that, then that is something that I'd like to invite you to simply accept as part of your journey, that there have been times when you've responded to difficult situations with painful emotion of one form or another. This is part of your learning journey, as it is for most, if not all of us. Certainly for me, it has been. So let me first of all invite you to remember back, use your memory, just to recall one or possibly more circumstances in your life where perhaps you have responded with an unhappy, negative response to a negative situation which felt very appropriate at the time to do so. Yet notice how your wisdom now tells you that with your current wisdom, you could respond differently if that circumstance was to arise again. Isn't that interesting? Notice how you can quite easily acknowledge that now you have grown. Now you are more evolved, wiser, more skillful emotionally and cognitively. You can entertain the idea that if you were to experience that type of hardship again, you would do it differently. You would think differently. You would have different emotions and different behaviors, actions as well. In your glorious hindsight, the wisdom that comes from hindsight, you can now see, I am certain, that you have grown in wisdom to the point where you can easily think of several alternative ways to respond to those type of circumstances. Okay, now let's come into the present moment and into the circumstances that surround your current life. It may be, of course, that currently your life is perfectly good in every possible aspect. And if it is, that is beautiful, and I'm happy for you. However, as you explore the events and circumstances of your current life, if you can see anything that isn't how you wish it to be, let me invite you to take a moment now to consciously and deliberately choose to be at peace with it, to not have negative emotions about it, even though it could well be a very negative set of circumstances. Whatever those circumstances might be, let me invite you simply to do your best, to use your wisdom, to use your learning, to use the advantage of your personal evolution, because you have been on a conscious journey of self-healing and self-evolution for a long time now. I know this. Let me invite you to fully accept, welcome, and embrace your wisdom, your learning, and your skills. And actually feel in your body right now the emotions of acceptance, the peace that comes with accepting whatever is, to be okay, to be there for a reason, to be yet another learning process where you grow, thrive, become stronger, become wiser, become more skilled. And let me invite you to embrace also how deep inside yourself you know already that when you come through this circumstance, whatever it might be, you know that you will be wiser. You know that you will be stronger. You know that it will evolve you into a happier, healthier, more powerful person. Let me invite you to think back across your life, just generally and very lightly now, just to prove to yourself that all of the events, positive and negative, good and bad, have all served to make you stronger, happier, wiser, and healthier. Think of all the things that you would never do again because you've recognized them as mistakes. Think of all the things that you will never do again because you know that if you do, it will bring you even greater unhappiness because you've experienced it doing that in the past. And you've learned from that experience. There are so many, they can't be counted, I am sure. You truly are a learning being. You are learning from every event that takes place. even the really painful ones, which feel so difficult at the time. Your life experience and your wisdom is now demonstrating to you within your mind how true this is. You really do learn and grow, even from the harshest of circumstance. And as we approach the last few minutes of this meditation, let me invite you to ask yourself one final question. As you look back across your life, would you say that it is true for you that the most painful and most difficult circumstances that arise actually teach you the most? And over the years, you have gleaned and received more wisdom, more happiness, and personal skill from the most difficult times than even the best times. When times are good, we tend to relax. We tend to slip into the subconscious mind and just bask in the pleasantness of the circumstances. And this is good, of course. When times of difficulties arise, we pull out our toolbox and we use our tools. And this enables us to grow in wisdom and strength. So as we arrive very gently at the end of our mindfulness meditation, let me invite you to notice the light coming in through your eyelids, the feeling of your body weight resting, and the solid ground underneath your feet. And when you're ready, simply open your eyes and notice how good you feel.